Welcome to Baker's channel where stories unfold, covering trials, dramas untold. Grab your seat, settle in, start the show. Courtroom clashes, the fun we bestow. Baker's channel, action's hot, trials and fun, all we got. Discuss, debate, break it down. Baker's channel, just the best in town. Lawyers spar, tensions high, sparks fly. We laugh, we learn, dive into the why. Join the chat, have your say, it's your place too. Every twist, we're here for you. Baker's channel, action's hot, trials and fun, all we got. Discuss, debate, break it down. Baker's channel, just the best in town. Day and place, I join the crowd. Baker's channel, we're live and loud.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you are. And today, Jamie is Marissa.
For a little bit.
Good morning, Marissa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm stressed, but that's good. That means we're alive, we can feel our heart pumping, and that sour sweat smell will go away when I take a shower at some point.
Yeah, we can't smell you. It's all good.
No, that's the beauty about being a YouTuber. Well, predictions for today. Closing arguments after 45 minutes of discussion. I'll put 3 objections during the state's closing and 45 during the defense.
That sounds about right.
It's probably something like that. We are talking about. I don't know if I know she will be in court today, but I don't know when. Illinois. I've been to Illinois. But I don't know if Katie Peters will be televised. Did Jamie have to go talk with the principal again today about getting caught at the mall yesterday? It's worse. She was smoking behind the bike shed. I promised I wouldn't tell that she was caught smoking behind the bike shed, but Jamie saw the cool kids do it, and she said, "Can I bum one?" Don't do it, Jamie. You're too young to ruin your life in that way. No, Jamie has work duty, so she will be joining us when and if she can. It's because she got new lashes yesterday. She's blinking them at everyone driving by. Yeah, the smoking lounge outside at your high school. Well, we could, if we had a note from our parents, we could smoke. We had 2 schoolyards, one for 0 to 5th grade, and then from 6th to 10th grade. And if you were in, I believe you were 7th grade, which would have made you maybe 8th grade. When you're around 13, you can get a note from your parents. Yeah, when you had your confirmation, you can get a note from your parents saying you are allowed to smoke in school. and then you could smoke. Well, I'm so old that if you took the non-smoking seats in the airplane, it was the last 2 rows.
I remember that.
That's yeah. Yes, she is all dolled up.
Oh,
She's
thank you.
prepared for closing. They are having a couple of pretty mean girls. Sometimes they are so unprofessional. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, well, Fuba was looking at Aurora and wanted to stream it, but apparently nothing happens. But I said, then I can show it because we will have 45 sidebars today. Lorraine O'Shaughnessy. Are you related to Ice Cube? His name is O'Shaughnessy as well. They must be out of the same area in Ireland. We had a spot where we'd smoke from 7th to 9th grade. It's called Smoker's Corner here. Rygga hjørnet. Yeah. Ours was just nede, hvor der overdækket. YouTube is burning your stream. You did something naughty yesterday. Well, I just set it up 10 minutes ago because I just got out of court. I forgot to set it up this morning because I was a little messed up because of my back pain, and then started moving, started walking the dog, and everything seemed fine. And then they called, "Can you come do court?" So I forgot to set it up. So that's probably why we're only 43 people here. Everyone, tell your friends. Well, I left school before I was 16, so just took a shower to wash off filth of taking a look at Court TV's Facebook page about this case. It was like an alternate universe over there.
I bet.
As I always say, friends don't let friends watch Lawn and Crim or Court TV.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of people on Ashley's side today. I think that's the girl who looked like a tweaker yesterday.
The one in the hoodie?
Yeah,
the one that
maybe
came
that's her daughter. I don't know. No, she's younger. Sleuthy Goosey. I am mad, Marissa,
Why?
because as my official PR person, you're not doing your job.
What's that?
PR.
Oh, what does that stand for again?
Public relations.
Ah, I was hoping you didn't know.
Well, I'm an idiot, but I'm not that big of an idiot. No, I went on Twitter Twat and saw.
Oh yeah.
Well, it says Andy Dufresne. It's Kim.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a small list of the scum that exist in the world. These are people that have no conscience, have no morals, and some will be getting a civil lawsuit. These are people that have harassed, stalked, lied, threatened, and doxed too many innocent people. Don't look at the red and the blue, because that's Brandy that added that. Turtle Boy, Young Jerks, Sean from, I can't even remember, Sean from Florida. Tom CPU, Melanie Little, Howie Carr from the Boston Globe, I think he is. The Clara, LTL. Sweet old Olivia, she hangs out here. Haley Walbrecht, who they always try to dox and claim is a man. Jen Altman, who they always try. Rita, we know her from the town hall meetings. I don't know who Chrissy Mello is or Deanne Corby. Betterow, very funny guy and a treasured guest on the show. Don't know who Jen O'Donnell is. Brandy Churchwell, of course. Lorena Jenkinson and Susan Arundale. I don't know. Me and Massa Media was left out of it.
I know. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, oh, they don't think you're a grifter. I thought that was like your claim to fame.
I thought I was a grifter.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandy had to add me to the list. And as my official spokesperson and PR representative, I think we have to discuss your pay. I'll pay you half next month.
Oh, okay.
So
0 divided by 2 is 0.
that means you have to pay me.
No, it doesn't work that way.
I'm Brandon, as my economist guy. If you divide 0 by a number, that means someone owes me 1,000, right?
Yeah. Oh, Sleuthy Goosey got left out too. She had all the documents.
Yeah, we're not grifty enough, or maybe we have morals. I don't know. They are really Hospice Jess. Thank you, thank you.
Come on, you're supposed to be on my side.
Yeah, it should be a badge of honor. It's like whenever what's his name, Plevin goes online and says, well, the reason people don't want to talk to me is because they are afraid of brains and reasoning. So, no, if you're afraid of brains, they could come to your channel because there's none over there. Brandon, as my economist says, that's normally how the theory goes. So I'll send you my digits. Yes, defense rested yesterday, so we should be getting started today with closing statements, but let's realize probably going to be 45 minutes of things they didn't finish for, I don't know how long they went yesterday. Look at my new merch.
That's nice.
Baking Justice are new. I have one extra. I need to make a giveaway someday and give that away. Yeah, Sleuthy, we have to up our grifterness. If you ask, well, I have Google. I don't have a. I'm not a Alexa guy, but I can say, "Hey Alexa, what's 0 divided by 0?" I hope someone's house right now is being filled with a lovely voice.
I have Google as well, so I'm happy to have my earbuds in.
Didn't they say yesterday they didn't have any rebuttal? I thought I heard her say no rebuttal, but yeah, if there's a rebuttal, that'll take some time too. Why does this judge say the decisions he makes are so easy, but it takes him an hour to think about them? Probably because he makes them and talks about them right now instead of writing a letter 4 days later, like a certain someone.
And already has exactly what she's going to decide before she hears arguments.
Good morning, Susan M. One rebuttal witness. Okay, I didn't catch that one. Oh, that's a cool. It probably was Rabbit who was driving with that car. Yeah, but they have been good at citing what case law, and then Father Time has been good at totally misunderstanding what the case law says. Yeah, they were arguing about if they could call a witness to testify about the DNA, but they weren't allowed to do that. Then he wanted to put in the DNA report as a business paper, which he wasn't allowed to do either because there's no chain of custody. Another thing they don't use in Canton. And then he said the DNA analyst from DNA International couldn't be there till after Tuesday. So he just wanted an objection for the appeals, and then we went on. Oh, so Ava is going to be rebutting, but she was allowed to stay in the courtroom during her interrogation, which I also thought he had made a ruling saying she couldn't be. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I thought she couldn't. I thought she was done testifying because of that.
Yeah. No, that's because the uncle was taken out, so he wasn't under the what's the name of that rule?
Sequestration.
Yeah, but they call it Brandy, Mary, something rule.
Brady? No.
Oh no, not. But that's evidence.
That's evidence.
He wants it to end. Yeah, no DNA.
Marcy law.
Marcy law. That's the right one. It was close to Brandy and Morrissey. Okay, only 3 questions. Interesting. Yeah, but she wasn't allowed to be there when because she should be a rebuttal witness to Ashley, so she weren't allowed to be there, I think was what he said. Because it's finally payday. Thank you so much, Susan M. Yeah, tomorrow's payday in Denmark. It's always the last business day in a month. It's so weird to see people in California with all these layers on.
They're in Florida.
Yeah. Did I say California?
He did, but that's okay.
Well, if they were in California, we wouldn't be streaming till 2 hours.
Yeah. Very different states.
Yeah, but they weren't allowed to bring in the DNA. Yeah, Ava is the daughter. So apparently she will be testifying 3 questions. Defense argued, but judge said she can and only 3 questions. Thank you so much, Bo Peep. But I thought they were going straight to jury instructions. That's why I said, nope, I don't want to sit here for 4 hours listening to that. Betsy.
All right, good morning, everybody. We're back on the record in State of Florida versus Ashley Benefield, 2020 CF 3014. I have both the state and the defense here along with Ms. Benefield. Is there anything we need to talk about, state, before I bring the jury out?
No.
Mr. Taylor?
No, sir.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready to go? Do you need another minute or are you okay?
I'm ready.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, let's go and bring the jury in.
I think he has he slept on the wrong side last night. He seems like he's a little angry today.
He was given that stare over his glasses.
Yeah, but we have a lawyer too, and they know the rhythm again because we do it the same way every effing time. And he's always asking a question, then he stops, and then the judge goes, defense? Oh, yeah, by the way, one more question. And he does it like 5 times. It's so annoying. Morning, Bo Peep. Yeah, 700,000 times isn't a lot. I think the threshold in the US is in the billions to say it's a safe one. I think in Denmark we go roughly at 1 million. Yeah, but we're 5 million people. So I agree. And Tiny Table is already sweating. Everyone else is freezing in that room, and Tiny Table is sweating.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to everybody. Welcome back. Before we get started, anybody talk amongst yourself about the case, discuss with anyone else during research on the case? If he says no. All right, when we were finishing up yesterday, the defense had rested its case. The state that wishes can present a rebuttal case. State.
Judge, very briefly, state call Eva Benefield.
Hey, Troy.
Same rules as last time. Just make yourself comfortable. Get about 12 to 15 inches away from the microphone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name.
Eva Benefield.
And I just have a couple of questions for you. The first is, was your dad right or left-handed?
He was right-handed.
Okay. And I just want to show you a picture. This would be Defense Exhibit 24 that's been entered into evidence of your dad appearing to do a push-up. Have you seen that before?
I have.
When was that picture taken?
That was taken in 2018.
And then I want to show you State's Exhibit 105. Can you tell me what this is?
That's a picture of my dad on the boat.
And when was this picture taken?
That was August of 2020.
And is this an accurate reflection of the way he looked in August of 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, I just want to publish it briefly. Oh, at this time, I would enter State's Exhibit 105 into evidence.
Same objections?
No objection.
No objection. Received.
That was 3 questions.
Anyway. There. Okay. Is this the picture in 105 that you just identified?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much. I have no further questions.
Let's just show he was amended.
Can the witness be released from her subpoena?
Yes.
Can the witness be released? Can the witness be released from her subpoena? Maybe released from your subpoena, you're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, what was the point of that? To show that he was alive once?
All right.
I don't feel there's a lot of people hating on her. Majority on this channel thinks she's not guilty, or the state hasn't proven it. So I don't see much hate. Normally, we don't hate on people in here, but we can disagree about if we find her believable.
All right. Members of the jury, at this point, both sides have rested their cases. That means that the presentation of evidence, testimony, and exhibits has come to a conclusion. If you remember when I gave you those preliminary instructions when we started, I talked about...
Is that true? That's... Yeah, I feel sorry for her losing both her parents within a short period of time, but that's kind of... What do you call that?
Poor taste.
Niet Kolchuni, I think they called it back in the good old Russian days.
You have 3 things. Listening
I believe
to
you.
all the evidence, hearing the argument of counsel, and listening to the law as I instruct you. At this point, we need to take a break so the attorneys and I can sit down, now that everything is done, and work on those jury instructions to make sure they're in final form so that I can instruct you on the law, you can hear those closing arguments, and then we'll release you to go and begin your deliberations.
Please
That
put a
does take
time
some
limit on
time.
closing.
So, and of course, after we're done working here, I want to be able to give the attorneys a break as well to get ready for those closing arguments. So my plan is to, do anybody want to be heard before?
Yeah, they're probably gonna suspend till lunch.
Mm-hmm.
How long will the verdict watch be? Well, I predicted 2 hours in the Karen Reed case, so don't ask me. Yeah, but still, saying my dad was murdered and all I got was this stupid T-shirt, that seems a little... And it doesn't make it better when you see it.
Oh my.
So what I'm going to do is
Thank you, Sleepy.
give you a break. If I could have you back downstairs at the jury assembly room at 12:30, and then we're going to get you rounded up and get you back up here and get going with, if you remember, it's going to be some initial instructions by me on the law. The attorneys will have a chance to give their closing arguments if they wish. Then there'll be some final instructions. And then
What you will do, I will ask the jury
So,
question when
remember,
closings are done.
now that everything is done, please remember the rules. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves until all of those things are done. Don't talk to
Yes.
anyone else about the case.
And they were
Please
supposed to
don't
do it
any
yesterday
research
evening.
or watch any coverage about the case. All right, so we'll see you back downstairs at 12:30. Thank you.
why didn't they finish it yesterday? That's what, when we left yesterday at 4:30, they were
All right,
discussing
you all can have a
to
seat.
do it.
As I was coming downstairs, Kelly handed me an email from the state with, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
So you have a printed copy?
I do. I have to print out a copy for me.
An email, they said?
Yeah, I don't know what.
All right, so I assume that this has all of the changes that we discussed yesterday.
Oh, probably jury instructions.
So let's go ahead and take a run through these. And Ms. Benefield, please feel free to share a copy with your attorney, look over his shoulder. So Mr. Taylor, as we go through these, we'll take our time, just look at them. If you have any objections, additions, corrections, deletions, please voice them. State, even though you prepared them from the standards, if you have any objections, additions, corrections, or deletions, please let me know as we go.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. First, 3.1, any objection?
No.
3.2, statement of the charge, any objection?
No.
7.1, introduction to homicide, justifiable, and excusable.
Normally, they don't waste as much time as we have seen in this, and especially Karen Reed case. Normally, cases, we did a case last week. What case was it we did? That was just in and out, took 2 days. That's murder trial.
Which one?
That one we did last week. Started Monday, ended Tuesday, or something like that.
I don't know. We've watched so many trials.
Not last week. Percy Armstrong. That took 2 days.
Bercy, I remember that now.
Yeah. 12-hour total with the verdict watch. But this trial is really, really bad with time wasting. And yeah. 12:30. 12:30.
No objection. Do have to the second part under great bodily harm. Means great is distinguished from slight, trivial, minor, or moderate harm, and as such does not include mere bruises. I object to that part. I think particularly because of the nature of the facts in this case.
I have a lot of empathy for everyone involved in the case. I just think it's uncultured to use your dad's murder to make money.
Specifically, Your Honor,
Could be that just
because of the unique facts of this case. That is to say, relatively minor bruising.
I don't mind her selling her fish jewelry or whatever, if it's her or it's someone he knows. But putting on my dad got murdered and I got this T-shirt brand, no matter the trauma,
It's kind of gross.
yeah, it's. But maybe I'm just I'm an old sensitive fuddy-duddy.
Leading up to the crescendo of the actual event, I think to keep this instruction as it is to the distinct detriment of
They
Ms.
agreed
Benefield,
upon it
because
yesterday.
It's basically telling them that they can overlook what precipitated the final incident.
I don't mind her
I
smiling.
understand your argument.
It's
It is
my
part of the
dad got
standard jury
murdered.
instruction.
I got
It's not
this T-shirt
misleading
brand.
in its nature.
I hope she's smiling a lot. I hope she's
Florida law and the statutes. I think it
having a
needs
lot
to
of
be done as
help.
part of the standard instruction. So I'll remove that objection. Other than that one, the rest of it looked all right?
Yes.
7.4, murder in the second degree.
And it's the state's position that that part in yellow about sudden provocation should come out.
Judge, I'm sorry. I just wanted to also mention in the May update to the jury instructions, they cut out the reference to mere bruises.
You know, well, online, it still has on the,
Do you have the Florida Supreme Court order on that?
I'm on the bar website. So
No. Okay. Do you have there'd be a Florida Supreme Court order? Do you have that?
I do not have it with me, no, but I believe that it was removed from the May update. I may have it, Judge. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see it. The Florida Bar website still does not include mere bruising.
Okay, here, Judge.
Don't you show the state first?
well, this is the different instruction, sir. This is not homicide. This is just while we're using deadly force. That's a different instruction. That's the one that was updated in May.
Wouldn't she be able
First, the introduction
to
homicide was not updated in May.
sue
This is
in a civil suit?
3.6F, justifiable use or threatened use of deadly force.
I don't know.
Court will note
But
that
again, sue for what?
mere bruises has
Yeah.
been redacted.
It's always easy to sue someone, but if they're poor, it doesn't matter. It's funny, the second day someone said she will probably be found guilty because it's 5 out of 6 women, because women are harder on women than they are on men. So it's funny, the perception of a female jury, or mostly female jury, is both sides. That's why I think it's good to have these discussions without yelling at each other, because our perception of things can be wrong, can be the other way around, can be different, and I like it when we discuss instead of telling everyone else, if you don't see it my way, you can go play on the highway with all the trucks.
All right, thank you for letting me review.
I think most yesterday we found out 76% on this channel believe not guilty or not proven beyond reasonable doubt. And even though I have 74% female audience, I know a few female who doesn't believe she was justified. So I don't think it's a gender question.
Just to make sure we're clear, the old version of self-defense read exactly like the new version. It wasn't taken out in 2024. That was not the parts that were amended. On 3.6.
All right. Again, I appreciate the argument. It's a standard jury instruction. It's not a misstatement of the law. I'm going to give the standard. All right, 7.4.
It's okay.
The judge, it's the state's position that there's been no evidence of sudden provocation. Heat of passion, inadequate provocation. There was no evidence that a reasonable person would have lost normal control, would have been dropped. There was no evidence of a blind and a reasoning jury, so the state would ask that section be removed.
Do you want the sudden provocation?
The only thing I think that's really gendered in this is the total lack of understanding that a lot of men go through a lot of DV as well, but there's a lot of darkness around that number. I think a lot of men have experienced some kind of coercive control from a partner as well. We should probably look at statistics. Probably not.
Probably unreported though, so how do we know?
Yeah, it doesn't show up in this. Well, it started to show up in the statistic.
So you want it
I
in?
think like
Yes.
And state you want it out?
I think we had a study where it all of a sudden it just became a big number. I think it's like 6 or 8 years ago, and then they changed the way to study it because in the good spirit of equality, men couldn't have problems. And I think it's ridiculous because women can be just as bad as men,
Mhm.
and none of us should ever, no matter if you have a faucet or you don't have a faucet, should live in a relationship like that. If you are, reach out, get help.
Yes, I don't think there's been any evidence that injury to go to those facts. That portion.
All right, I'll leave it in. 3.3D, possession firearm.
Fine. State,
3.4, lesser included.
fine,
7.7, manslaughter.
fine,
3.3A, aggravation of manslaughter with a firearm.
acceptable,
All right, 3.6, justifiable use of force.
I wonder what the verdict slip looks like.
yeah, two,
I think he got his stocks in row.
I'm sorry, which construction are we on?
3.6F.
Okay, that's what
I wonder if the court would consider under the second part, giving an instruction on imminent.
Did you see that eye roll?
What imminent means, the
No.
Look at Sybil Shepherd from Moonlighters.
yeah, two small tweaks.
I'm sorry, which construction are we on?
3.6F.
Okay, that's what
I wonder if the court would consider under the second part, giving an instruction on imminent. What imminent
She didn't
means.
like
The
him.
instruction
don't
as
like
is reads, the danger need not have been actual. However, to justify the use of deadly force, the appearance of imminent danger must have been so real. We could provide to the court a definition of imminent, but we'd like to have it.
All right, do you have it? Do you have a proposed jury instruction?
I'm not prepared at this point to
Who's
tender
that guy?
to the court.
A new one.
Well, this is the final charge conference, so I'm going to need it.
Give me a moment, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's one that we had, Judge, in preparation. I'm trying to keep up with all the paperwork.
She was with very Mediterranean looking.
Your Honor, I'd also like to request if we could adding a
Dumb
definition
face.
of great bodily harm in the deadly force definition paragraph.
Where did that definition come from? Immediately.
I think it might come from the case law.
It says it comes from Webster's dictionary.
Did she file for full custody? Or he did? I don't believe we had. He had filed for divorce and she had filed for full custody, I believe was the way it was.
Hmm.
And they agreed that at that hearing, the 30th, they would both retract their findings. I don't think he tried to get full custody. Not presented in court either way. It's father time. I said he wouldn't mess it up.
Definition does not make sense to the state. Number two, I'm on Webster's dictionary where it says it comes from, and that is not the definition provided by Webster's dictionary. It's partially, I mean, it's parts of the definition, but the Florida Supreme Court has not felt the need to define imminent. I think imminent is a word that is commonly understood by these jurors, and the state would object to adding that definition or changing the definition of great bodily harm in this 3.6, which I think is his second request, which is in the second paragraph. Great bodily harm means distinguished from slight, trivial, minor, or moderate harm.
He's a good judge.
We're not asking
He just
the court to
feels.
change the definition
I
of
feel
great
he's
bodily
fed
harm.
up
We're
with
just asking you to add it in that paragraph as well.
In which paragraph?
Under 3.6F, the second paragraph,
What's that movie?
where it defines deadly force, means force likely to cause death or great bodily harm.
The very next sentence is the definition of great bodily harm.
That's not definition of great bodily harm.
Yeah, that's time sharing thing in the thing.
And actually, my copy has an explanation.
That's
Right, it's
the standard.
from the standard.
Yeah.
And then you asked for imminent, you made your arguments against it, rebuttal.
No rebuttal other than I don't see what the downside is to it. I
No,
don't see
no,
how
no, none
there
yet.
could be
That's
any
why
prejudice.
we have
Okay.
the
I appreciate
debate
that.
going, so we can.
I've never given a definition for
You-
imminent, and I'm not saying my ruling is based upon, well, I've never done in the past, why would I do it now?
Facts.
I've separately and independently reviewed your proposed definition of imminent. I don't find imminent to be a word not in common usage or understood by an average juror. I don't think it needs to be defined. It's not defined in the standard. So do you want this marked and put in? Because I don't think you read it in. So let me mark it to preserve. So this is defendant's proposed definition of imminent.
Exactly, Zach. What we all forget when we are sitting here trying to make up all the reasons and all the motives. In reality, you must find her not guilty if you believe her testimony. If you don't believe her, well, then she's guilty. Because it doesn't matter if it was custody, if it was financial problems. It is, was she afraid when she did this? This is all this case is about. It's not who said what 2 years before. Was this action done in fear?
See the 30th. All right, that'll be filed.
And Judge, I think we got ahead of ourselves in this instruction. So if we could go back under the paragraph on 3.6 at the first page, this is the law and justifiable deadly force. Use of deadly force is as follows. It's the state's opinion that that first section in yellow would come out because of where it says, but is not relying on 776.0131, which this defendant is relying on that portion, which is the very next portion, and it's almost identical, other than it adds extra things about since she was in a dwelling.
Well, that's what we discussed late yesterday. So
Yes.
you're in agreement?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm sorry,
that,
Judge, I didn't realize we made a decision on that.
well, I don't think we made a decision. I just rambled on and on explaining the difference between the two and the distinctions and why 776.0122 and 776.0312 differ than 776.0131, but cover the same ground. Just one is general self-defense and stand your ground, and the other one is in your home. And I would think that the defense wants the in your home.
Yes, sir. So I think we would pick up after that law on just to if she's in a dwelling, that portion.
Right. All right, here's where we're going to need to take a few moments to talk about the forcible felonies. And Mr. Taylor, I had written them down yesterday. Hopefully you saw, oh, there it is. All right, state, yesterday, well, let me confirm with the defense. So on the actual self-defense instruction that we're going to use for the 776.013 subsection 1, I assume that you're going to want A and B?
Yes.
Okay. And then the forcible felonies you mentioned yesterday are burglary, felony ag assault, false imprisonment.
Correct.
Are there any others?
No, sir.
No felony battery. I thought felony. Did you say felony battery?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's what was requested.
Yes, I missed it when you just said it, Judge. Sorry.
Burglary, felony ag assault, false imprisonment. State, are there any of those that you want to agree with before I hear argument from both sides?
No, Judge.
You don't agree with any of them?
I may agree with false imprisonment. I need to think through burglary still. I've been thinking through it for the last 12 hours or 16 hours, but I'm not sure yet on that one. So I just think there's probably each one of them. And I'd rather we could just go through them.
Okay. Burglary.
I think it's a classic remaining inside. The testimony, if the court recalls, from Miss Benefield was
Ava took the stand, said her dad was right-handed. One picture was from 2016. We weren't shown that. And another one was 2020. We were shown that he was standing on a boat. And now they have been arguing for 30 minutes.
that when he spun around in her effort to leave the home and block the door, she summoned the wherewithal to command him to leave now. You have to leave now. That would have revoked his license to be present. And as a result of that point, he was a remaining inside burglar.
Why is he talking about a
All right,
burglar?
well, that's not just the end of it. So I've got the standard instruction for burglary, which would need to be obviously modified because I don't instruct them on the burden of proof. It's just the elements for any of these forcible felonies. The initial portion is going to be the elements of or for the forcible felony of burglary are, and then it will give the elements. But if you, on the burglary under 2, there's 2A, B, or C. So I need to know which one of those you're arguing.
would think it would be more like trespassing.
Yeah, but why is it relevant? He
Because she
invited
told
him
him to
in.
get out.
And based upon what you just argued, I'm assuming
She
that
did?
you want 2B, as in Bravo,
I might be sleeping at
after, that would be essentially, 2 would be, Doug Benefield, after entering the structure, remained therein after permission to remain had been withdrawn, and with the intent to commit, there has to be some crime alleged, right? Because it can't be burglary or trespass. Or it could just be an offense other than burglary or trespass inside the structure. I need to know what you're proposing.
Give me a moment. Yeah, I think we would prefer other than, Your Honor.
All right, State, now it's, and are you asking for any other portion of the burglary statute if it's to be given?
I would say the state must deliver a strong closing argument after what they did with Ashley on the stand, if they want to win this. So, yeah.
Give me just a minute, Your Honor.
She needs a nap.
King Ginger, I will now reenact closing rebuttal testimony. Can you please play Ava for me?
Sure.
Was your dad right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Do you know this picture?
Yes.
Is it from 2017?
Yes.
Do you know this picture?
Yes.
Is it from 2020?
Yes.
Does it depict how you remember your dad looked at those times?
Yes.
Hasta la taco. Ba, 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 da, ba, da, ba.
Buy my t-shirt.
That was rebuttal. Yeah, that wasn't that interesting. This isn't that interesting, Marissa.
No.
I know you are a lawyer thing, but this is boring.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I ended yesterday early, because we are going to hear all of this again during
Mm-hmm.
the jury instructions. But I had promised myself I would do something today, and this is a perfect time now. Everything is boring. Because you know who I always talk about people should go watch?
Fedorowski.
Yes. So I thought I would show a little snashy method of look how beautiful it is. I don't put the sound on because he isn't sure it's monetization friendly. These types of videos with audio, great audio, is what Fedorowski does. This is the beautiful countryside of Norway. That's mountains. We don't have those. But and they're really relaxing if you've been sitting watching 8 hours of trial. You can just pop one of these off and then close your eyes and just relax. But I'm always hyping him. So I thought today, because I knew today was going to be boring, I thought, let me show people what they could get if they went over to Fedorowski and subscribed to him. And he can probably tell you what that is. That's a house. I know that. It's a gas station. But that's a beautiful Norway. So you can travel without leaving your house. And he has some of the beautifulest videos because Norway is a beautiful country. Look how amazing it is. I think it's beautiful. Find great sheep actors towards the end.
Aw. Little sheepies.
Yeah, everyone should follow him. He is. How do you find his site? I bet you Marissa already shared his link 25 times, and I forgot to put it up.
Irish and Iron Rabbit have.
Right here. I can't pin it on this one. I have to pin it on this one. No, Fedorowski, he does these amazing nature videos. I just love the nothing happening a lot of times where you just enjoy. Again, I don't want to play the music because he wasn't sure if they were going to hit my monetization, but he has great audio. And look at how high quality it is. It's not like my videos where I'm lucky if I have lights on. It's and it's all kinds of stuff. Here you can
Aw.
see 61. She's kind of famous. She has a following. She's a known Norwegian grifter. Look at the disrespect. I call her
Yeah,
a
right?
grifter, and she shows me her butt.
She needs to be milked.
But isn't it a beautiful country? It's really an expensive country because they have a lot of oil and they don't have a lot of food. But it's a beautiful. I need to go back.
They
I
don't
haven't
have
been.
food?
No, because they don't have any soil. We have oil, all the soil. They have all the oil. So they're rich. We're poor, but we're fat.
But they're sheep.
Yeah, but again, ask Fedorowski how much a cucumber is in his local store.
Oh, fair.
Switzerland is gorgeous and it's crazy expensive. I think it's the most expensive country in Europe to buy food in because they also have to import really, really extreme amounts of food because most of their agricultural land is wine fields because it's mountains. So, yeah. Yeah, he used the same camera as he used for his day job doing commercial work. Exactly. Do you milk them the same way you would a tiny kitten? Yes. Yeah, it's a bit easier in Denmark where we don't have any hills. Exactly, Rivencap. We can agree, disagree on everything. Just don't call people fat like some people call me. Yeah, I think, but you have all the money. They're not worth anything, but you have a lot of money. Milking sheep is just like milking goats. Valhalla would love this. Can you read the sign for me, please?
No. I can't.
You have Jamie here. Try.
No. I can't even barely see that. Engine parkering pa felt it. I'm afraid I'm going to say a bad word. Felt it?
It's an official sign. You can read it without getting demonetized.
Uten Avtale. There you go. And sheep's butts.
So, what does this sign say?
It says no parking. I don't know.
No parking on the field, on the spot. That's probably like a small parking spot without a deal.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's a 20 miles per hour maximum. But it's
Zach. Jerk.
yeah, they are lawnmowers. We have a because we're an old city. We have a old medieval castle. We had a civil war, so we burned it down. I can't even remember what side they won, but we burned it. But we have sheep up there every year. When my sister was in school, they had a field trip up there, and they found a guy who in the sheep pen. That wasn't a fun day.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's 20 kilometers per hour, so that's like what, 15 miles per hour? Yeah, normally the writing underneath isn't there. It's just because I was a private parking spot. Look how beautiful it is. I wish I had talent. I can't paint, I can't film, I can't nothing. That's
Sheep.
beautiful.
Legendary.
That's why he's a good farmer. He needs to work with the smart ones. But
People don't.
they are
get
going to
sheep.
argue for hours, and I don't want to sit here for another 12:30. So that'll be 3 hours more listening to them argue. So let's do this, and then we'll set up a new stream, and you can all come back. Jesus, I'm not sharing it. I'm such an idiot. Before we go, let's get in a great mood. This is what I want to do.
Okay, just do what I do. Ha, 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 ha. Ha 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 ha
This lady's nuts.
This is an amazing way to change your mood. It works every single time. Try.
I'm not saying she has bodies under her house, but I bet she has bodies under her house.
At least under the rose bushes.
Hospice Jesuit, we missed you. You made us local when you went away. Chat self-hatred alert. Who hates who in hate? Yeah, well, Jamie's working. She's annoying today. Yeah, her cats are scared.
My cat moved.
Well, then some quick editing, and you can have it ready when we are back in roughly 3 hours, because I don't want to sit here and listen to them argue about what does imminent mean. I thought they were done with that yesterday. No, the Tiger King took that one. No, I don't have a kitty. Yeah, Marissa has a kitty.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I know, but it's just that maniacal wishes. Yes, 12:30. That's why I'm saying hasta la taco, so we can get out of here, get some dinner, walk the dogs, take some rest, and come back 12:30. Follow on blah blah, do all the YouTube things, and instead of doing all the YouTube things, go watch one of Fedorowski's videos. Your day will be better. That's the only thing I can say. With certainty, it's a Baker tea. That's a guarantee made by the baker. I'm not sure that's a thing, but I made it up. See you in a couple of hours, and maybe Jamie will be here. Marissa, grazie mille for showing up.
Hasta la taco.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%.
100%.
correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.
So there-
Everybody has.